Alright, check it out. Today, I got a reaction video for y'all. It's going to be real dope. This reaction video is about some real street legends. It's Alpo Martinez, Richard Porter, Dimentio Benson, Wayne Perry, Sean Branch, and a guy by the name of Big Head Gary. You feel me? I want to see your comments and all that, so get in the comment section, tell me what y'all think about it. We're going to get ready to start the reaction video right now. All right, check it out. Hold up. All right. Oh, shit. Hold up. Yo, give me 1 minute, yeah. All right. Here we go. We're going to start the video. Let's get into this. I want y'all to get in the comment section. I'm going to drop my commentary as we get into the video. Yo, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, y'all. But yo, we're going to get into this video now. All right, check it out. I'm going to start it over. All right, we're going to get into this video right now. And pardon me again for the technical difficulties. But yo, check it out. It's a good-ass video, and we're going to get into it. All right.
Albert Alpo Martinez. You feel me? Dig me? He's from Harlem, New York. He was a drug dealer, a drug kingpin in the early 90s, late 80s. and then he got gobbled up. And he did 26 years in federal prison. At this time period in Alpo's life, Alpo was a real dude. I mean, a real solid dude. And he was really just doing this thing in New York. If you know, he was slinging them D-rugs, and just for educational purposes, those are drugs. But he was getting to that bag. You know what I mean? He was getting to that bag for real. Moving along in the story, this guy here, his name is Dimentio Benson. Now, Demencio was a drug kingpin from Brooklyn, New York, but he was also getting money out of town in Washington, D.C. and Montana projects, you know what I mean? And Demencio was connected with Sean Branch, who we're going to get to later on in the story, you feel me? Demencio Benson from Brooklyn, New York, was connected with the likes of Mike Tyson. You see Mike Tyson pictured in his picture here, and he's hugging Demencio. You see Demencio is totally relaxed, and you see the other Willie, who I won't name. You feel me? But he was with people like this. Now here Demencio go again, pictured with another New York City street legend. I mean, a top-notch dude. And this is Black Just from the Supreme team. You know Supreme Prince, the Jamaica Queens Supreme team from Jamaica Queens doing their thing. You feel me? Now, here's a picture of Demencio Benson with the twins, two other Willies. You feel me? And look, anybody in New York know what it is. So now y'all know. You heard? Let's just put it this way. As y'all can see, Demencio Benson was well loved. Now, later on in the story, I'm going to show you how all these guys' lives were affected and they all go together. You heard? Up next, we have a guy by the name of Sean Branch. They call him Teflon Sean. He's another Washington, D.C. street legend, you know what I mean?
Shout out
Sean
to DC,
Branch,
everybody from DC.
it's
Shout out
alleged
to my town, New
that
York.
he paint houses out of his own mouth. You feel me? He paints houses, but he only paint the houses red. If you feel me, dig me. You feel me? Sean Branch, a Washington, D.C. legend, was a good friend of the guy Demencio Benson, because when Demencio Benson went out to Washington, D.C., he stayed in Montana Terraces, and that was Sean Branch's area. So him and Sean Branch linked up and they started getting money together. You feel me? But Sean Branch went to court for 10 homicides, beat 9 of them, and then the judge gave him 25 from the other one that he lost. He was a stand-up guy, did his 25 years in prison like a man, and walked out of there with honor. You heard? Not to glorify the murder game or wear that ignorance as a badge of honor, but let's just keep it real in the streets. That boy Sean Branch, he really painted houses red, you heard? Now, most of y'all already know who this guy is. And if you don't, this is Richard Porter. Now, Richard Porter, in his time, in my words, I would call him the Prince of New York. Because Richard Porter, he was well loved. He was similar to Demencio, but the Harlem version, because Demencio was from Brooklyn, but Richard Porter was like the Prince of New York. Everybody just felt him and gravitated to him. Now, Rich, he been getting money. I mean, Rich was one of the youngest, flyest, flashy, flamboyant dudes in Harlem. I'm talking about like 15, 16. He was busting out Beamers, Benzes, RX-7s, and all kind of crazy shit. You feel me? I mean, this kid was really fly. And him and AZ, they started out real young, and they was getting to that money. I mean, they was getting to the bag. Now, this guy here, his name is Andre Tank Johnson. Now, Andre Tank Johnson is another Washington, D.C. street legend. I mean, he's a real Washington, D.C. street legend. I'm talking about him and his man, Is the Christ. It's alleged that at the age of 13, his little protege at the time, Is the Christ was like 13 and Andre Tank was like 15, 16. And Is the Christ got caught with $1 million cash at 13 years old. And him and Andre Tank Johnson was rolling together. And according to Is the Christ, he said anything that Tank said, he would do. Because Tank taught him how to get to the money. He really trusted Tank. Now, this dude here, his name is Wayne Silk Perry. I know some of y'all heard of him. Well, Wayne Perry, he's another Washington, D.C. street legend. But Wayne Perry didn't sell D-Rugs. Wayne Perry did it a little different. Wayne Perry, at the time when he had his reign, he was one of the most feared men in Washington, D.C. Wayne Perry was known as the Michael Jordan of murder because he really laid down that murder game. And it's alleged that this guy has over 100 homicides under his belt. You heard me? Yo, many people in Washington, D.C. also called Wayne Perry Silk because he had a reputation for being smooth like silk because he was smooth with the ladies. As you can see, he got 2 chicks right here in this picture, you heard? Yo, and with that being said, don't ever get it twisted what I just said because Wayne Perry was smooth with the ladies because Wayne Perry was a beast even when he was by himself, especially when he was by himself. He'll knock your spirit out of your body and send you up, you heard? Moving on, this guy here, right here, his name is Big Head Gary. And yo, Big Head Gary had a brother named Brandon. Big Head Gary is a Washington, D.C. legend as well. He wasn't known as much as the most of them because Big Head Gary was known for staying low. But Big Head Gary had a couple of $1 million in the stash, according to Alpo Martinez. You feel me? So Alpo Martinez ended up going out to D.C. and becoming buddy with Big Head Gary like he did Rich Porter in New York City. You feel me? Let's take it back for a minute. Yo, check it out. Picture here is Richard Porter and Alpo Martinez. Now let's get back into Alpo and Rich. Alpo Martinez was born Alpo Giddis Martinez in Harlem, New York. And he was growing up in Harlem, New York, just like any other regular child, right? Alpo had a mother who loved him, just like all of the rest of us did. Alpo also had other family members that also loved him. He even had a sister that loved him very dearly. Alpo used to go upstate by the Adirondacks and Catskills every summer and chill with a white family, and even they loved him. If only he knew, he'd soon be copping out to 14 murders and catching 14 bodies. If only he knew. I know life don't work like that, but if only he knew, right? If you don't know the story, this guy here, he's a very important part of the story. His name is Preacher. They call him the Black Hand of Death because he was rolling with a crew of dudes. They all were cold-blooded murderers, you feel me? And Preacher was the leader of a gang, and he had a cleanup crew and everything, and they used to send people up. Now, Preacher and his crew was different. They used to roll up on D-Rug dealers and put their muscle game down. And yo, trust me, when Preacher was around, dudes was really paying. You could talk all that BS you want, but you was really paying Preacher. Not everybody, but trust me, most of them knew what would happen if they didn't pay.
You already.
Now, Rich, AZ, and Alpo started getting money together, and they all became the talk of Harlem. 3 young bulls getting to the money. And this is way before you heard of the movie Paid in Full. Now, like I said earlier, AZ and Rich, they been getting to the money even before Alpo came. But now all 3 of them was getting money together. You feel me, dig me? But AZ, he was always on his keep low shit. When I say that, he was always known for staying out the way. He ended up getting shot and he stayed out the way, you heard? So Rich and Alpo, they kept on getting money just like any of the straight dudes would do. You feel me? AZ got clapped, but they kept on getting to the money. You feel me? So anyway, Alpo and Rich ended up bumping heads over a drug deal going wrong. Now it's alleged, according to Alpo Martinez in his own words, he said Rich was getting them joints, the birds, meaning the kilo just for educational purpose, but Rich was getting the birds for 11,000 each, and he was charging Alpo 13,000, and Alpo gave him $1 million, so that didn't sit well with Alpo, you feel me? So Alpo ended up going back out to DC, and he had established a relationship with a dude named Big Head Gary, and his relationship with Big Head Gary was similar to the one that he had with Richard Porter in New York City, like the best friends type of shit, you feel me? So he ended up telling Gary about what happened with Rich, and Gary said, let's send him up. So Alpo and Gary came up to New York. They ended up meeting up with Rich Porter, and they sent them up. Only if Richard Porter would have knew. I know life doesn't work like that, but only if Richard Porter would have knew. Only if he would have knew how much his sister Pat Porter misses him and she be representing for him. Only if he would have knew. Only if Rich Porter would have knew that Gary and Alpo, his main man Alpo, would come back and send him up. Only if he would have
Yo,
known.
get in the comments.
Yo, like a week before Richard Porter got sent up, his younger brother Donnell Porter had got kidnapped for ransom by some dudes in New York, but it ended up being the preacher crew. And when Rich got sent up, nobody couldn't pay that money, so they sent this little brother up. And that's a damn shame. A little boy, 14 years old, they sent him up. And his own uncle set that shit up. Only if they would have known. It was his Uncle Apple. Only if they would have known. Now, Richard's uncle, Apple Porter, set his little brother up, and he ended up getting sent up. That was wrong on so many levels. You heard me? So the whole New York started to whisper and talk about how the whole situation was so wrong, and the OG said, word is bond, that shit wrong, man. They did that little boy dirty. For all of you guys out there who don't know, some people will hate you just because of the way other people love you. Let me say that again. Some people will hate you just because of the way other people love your ass. You heard me?
That's a whole.
All right, y'all. Yo, check it. The video ain't over. Just a little intermission. I want to give you a little heads up. If you're not subscribed to this channel, Keep Low, you subscribe to this channel, Keep Low. You hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop more fire content like this. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. You heard me? Now let's get back into the video. So anywho, Alpo and Big Head Gary, they made their way back to Gary's town, and that's Washington, D.C., because Alpo had to lay low. Remember, Rich got sent up, and his little brother got sent up. Alphabet dudes, for you don't know, that's the FBI, DEA, and all of them three-letter people. They was running around trying to gobble people up because a little boy got killed, you know what I mean? A 14-year-old. So Alpo knew it was hot. He went back out to D.C. with Gary. So after shit being mad hot in New York, Alpo went back out to D.C. with the D.C. crew. You can see Alpo with the white hat, with the black shirt, with the white in it. And he just chilling with the D.C. crew like everything is everything. You feel me? But everything wasn't cool. This dude named Jawbreaker and his mans rolled up, and they tried to snatch Alpo and put him in the car and kidnap him so they could just do him dirty or get his money or whatever. But Alpo seen it coming. He telegraphed. He tried to boogie from him. They end up licking him once, hitting him with a bullet. That means he got shot. And look what happened to him. So as y'all can see, Alpo ended up taking a bullet. You see the line going down his stomach where he had the incision and the stitches and the surgery or whatever. But you know what I liked about Alpo? He not only gave that hot shit out. When it was time you might have to take it, he took it like a man and wore it. Like now, again, I'm not glorifying this dumbass street shit. I'm just saying when you playing in it, you got to play in it for real. And sometimes you got to give something to get something. You feel me? I'm not saying it's good getting hit up, but it is what it is. Continuing on. So around this time, the infamous killer, Wayne Perry, had got gobbled up. So he was already in D.C. jail, locked with a $10,000 bill, and nobody was paying his bill. But around this same time, Alpo had just got hit up, and he needed some reinforcements. So he was figuring, if I bail this killer out of jail, he could help me lay the middle of the game down and we could get some get back. So that's what he did. He ended up bailing Wayne Perry out. This time, Alpo didn't actually even know Wayne Perry. See, because Alpo went down to D.C. and he bumped into Shorty Pop, this guy that's pictured in the center of this picture. Shorty Pop was a killer. You feel me? He was laying down his middle of the game, something crazy. The boy was only 15 years old. He had a ton of bodies, a ton of shootouts, and he was really about that action. So anyway, he was rolling with Wayne Perry, and he told Alpo, if you get Wayne out, we could go do what you gotta do. You feel me? So that's what they did. So with that being said, around this same time, Alpo, according to Alpo Martinez, him and Gary started to have a little fallout with their friendship because Alpo said that Gary was jealous of him because he used to let Gary hold his car, Gary let him hold his car, and then people like that's Poe's car, Gary trying to be like Poe and all that. So it was like an envy thing according to Alpo, and he started kicking in. So Alpo said he told Gary, I'm not going back to New York. So if me and you have a fallout, you know my stash spots, I know your stash spots, you know where my family rests their head, I know where your family rests their head. If we got into a beef, one of us would have to die. And I remember Alpo saying that Gary said, yeah, I feel you. That's some stupid shit to say. Somebody's telling me one of us gonna have to die. I'm definitely not telling him I feel you because I don't feel that sucker shit. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what you think. So Alpo ended up getting with Wayne Perry and some of his other cohorts, and they ended up calling Gary, and they told him, yo, we see the kid Joe Breaker that shot me. Yo, you gotta come meet us. He said, yo, you got iron on you? Gary said, I got 2 hammers on me. So they ended up meeting Gary. Gary ended up parking his joint and getting to the joint where Alpo and Wayne Perry and some of the other cohorts, right? So Gary was kind of tired. They was driving around acting like they looking for Jawbreaker, but they wasn't. They was waiting for Gary to get tired. So he ended up getting tired and they put his ass to sleep and sent him up. Right in the car, they sent him up. Only if Gary would have known. Only if he would have known that his new best friend Alpo and his friends was going to put him to sleep. Only if Gary would have known. Yo, shortly before Gary got sent up, he had gotten into a beef with Andre Tank Johnson because Andre Tank Johnson was sticking Disney's to Gary's girl, and Gary girl had got mad and told him about it, so he wanted to send Andre Tank Johnson up, but Alpo was like, nah, you can't send him up because he be spending like $400,000 with me every month. Him and his man is the Christ. So he was like, nah, put a red light on that because you're going to stop my money. But Gary kept bitching, yo, he's hitting my girl. So him and Alpo ended up popping Andre Tank Johnson in the head and taking like $270,000 or something. And Alpo ended up taking Andre Tank girl, and he said some dumb shit like, yeah, I got the 270 and the girl, when the dude was spending $400,000 a month with him. That was some bozo shit. You just killed him for a girl. Bad move, Poe. Yo, some real shit. In my humble opinion, I think that Andre Tank Johnson was a real cool dude. Even Alpo said that him and Is the Christ, they said they did nothing but try to show that man love. And Alpo Martinez sent them up. Damn, only if Tank
Rise
could have
and power
seen
to Tank.
that that Alpo Martinez was going to send him up. Only if Tank could have seen that he was going to send him up. Only if Tank could have seen how true is the Christ was and how much he missed his comrade. Only if Tank could have seen. Now this one here, this one always had my mind like, why the hell did Poe kill Demencio? I think like two of the people that Alpo is accused of killing, two of the worst ones I think is Demencio, Andre Tank Johnson, and that other boy from DC that had the green Range Rover in the store. He had the Gucci store and all that shit in the 90s. The boy was getting money. I can't think of his name. But y'all get in the comments and y'all tell me what you think. But Demencio was shaking Alpo's hand at the time of his demise. And so I'm saying if he was shaking his hand, they couldn't have had beef that Demencio know about, because nobody's going to give you their hand when they think you putting them in danger. But Alpo, according to him, he told his little man, here's the plan. When you see me shaking his hand, just run up on him and give him the business. That's just some crazy shit. I don't know why he did that. If y'all know, get in the comments and tell me. But Demencio was shaking that man's hand. So how much beef could he have had with him? Or was that some envy or jealousy shit? Because he was a fly dude that had his own bricks and he was handsome too and all that. But if somebody know about that, y'all get in the comments and tell me. But it's a sad situation that Dimentio Benson, the father of a child or children, lost his life, and he was already getting to the money and ducking everything in the streets and fading all the cops and keeping his keys hid well and stacking his bread right. And he got killed over some envy shit, in my opinion. But y'all get in the comments and tell me what y'all think. But it's a sad situation that Dementio Benson didn't even see it, and he was shaking Alpo's hand, and he got sent up. And it's so sad. He didn't even see it.
Stay focused.
So around this time, some alphabet dudes, they grabbed Alpo up. I mean, they snatched him up for real this time. He wasn't coming home shortly this time. He was facing a death penalty, in fact. You feel me? So anyway, he ended up turning government informant, stool pigeon, rat. You feel me? And he just went out the way he said that he wouldn't go out. So Alpo ended up working out a deal to where he became a federal informant. And, he ended up getting 26 years in federal prison. Even though he told on people, he still had to do 26 years in federal prison. You know what I mean? Yo, this goes out to all of you out there who's jetting too fast, man. You see this man in this motherfucking cage right now, looking all crazy, going out his mind, wondering how he gonna do 26 years in a motherfucking cage, you feel me? That ain't no joke, yo. So you better recognize what you doing in this world, because you do have to pay for all your poor decision making. You feel me? Dig me? Y'all, I hope most of y'all listening to me, man, because you're going to be laying in the cage like this dude in the bed thinking, damn, it's my first day. How the hell I'm going to do 26 years? You feel me? And then you're going to be sitting by that phone with them orange fucking monkey slippers and that orange jumpsuit and some punk-ass white socks, and you're going to be missing your kids. You're going to be missing your mother, missing your family, missing that good pussy you used to touch, missing touching money, and just missing your freedom. So you better wisen up and fly straight. And getting back to Big Head Gary, I ain't tell you the whole thing that happened to him. After they had him in the car riding around and he got sleepy, he dozed off. They clapped him in the back of his melon. And then Alpo said, take all of his clothes off and we're going to drag him in the woods. And then he allegedly got his penis cut from getting dragged through the woods. But this is the kind of fate that you want, to be laying in the woods and somebody find you in the woods and show your mother and your family that you're in the woods. Slow down, people. You heard me? So after doing 26 years of long-term prison incarceration in federal prison, Alpo was finally released. And he was released. Upon his release, he was sent to Maine in a witness protection program where He stayed up there under the name Abraham Rodriguez. So even after going through the hardship and enduring 26 years in federal prison, Alpo came back and he still had a taste for the New York streets and all the live shit that's going on in these New York streets. Instead of just focusing and staying in Maine, he came back on a big red motorcycle and a big red truck and started running around in New York again. Yo, in them streets, you might get you some money, get some designer clothes, couple of medallions. Yo, let me tell you something. In the game, you might get some nice cars. I mean, some really, really nice cars. I mean, some nice dope shit. You might get a couple of nice females, some jewelry, more females, and all kind of shit like that. But in the end of the day, you might get a nice big mansion house and all that shit. But it ain't worth 26 years of your life or losing your life. And I just want to tell you that, man. Okay, upon Alpo coming back from Maine, hitting back to New York, he had a lot of friends. I mean, friends still stood by his side. I mean, he had a lot of love, like for real, on some real shit. And I expect nothing less, because if somebody's locked in with you, you stay locked in with them. You know what I mean? So I guess that's how it went, because his friends damn sure still stood by him and he was doing his damn thing. You feel me? Okay, now we all know Alpo used to ride motorcycles before he left. He definitely was riding motorcycles before he left, and he was riding motorcycles when he came back to New York, you heard? So anyway, it's alleged that Alpo was riding his motorcycle through Harlem kind of reckless, and he almost hit a young boy by the name of Shaquem Parker. And Shaquem was like, allegedly, yo, you almost hit me with the motorcycle. And, you know, they got into some verbal dispute or whatever, and it's alleged that Alpo smacked the young boy. Yo, this is 2020 something, not 1990 when Alpo left, man. Young boys ain't giving it up like that. They all got them ratchets and they all banging them out. You feel me? So I guess it changed and young boy came back blazing allegedly, and he put Alpo to sleep on Halloween night. Yo, y'all read this what it says. Kingpin and informant Alpo Martinez banged out. Alpo Shaka, Daily News, he got rocked. You know what I mean? I guess he rocked 14 other people. I don't wish that on nobody, but I guess what goes around comes around. And like I said, these young boys ain't having it, man. And I guess that was the way it's supposed to play out if Alpo is gone. If he not gone, then so be it. He back in the Fed or something. But if he is going, rise in power, King, and come back better in your next life. You feel me? On that note, now I don't know what the hell a person in Alpo's status was doing at some goddamn Halloween party at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Everybody got a mask on. It's just on some real shit. Even Ray Charles could have seen that wasn't a good look. And Alpo was a street dude, so I know he's probably focused. But the name of this video is If They Only Knew. I know life don't work like that, but if he only knew that that was going to be the last day that he put on the Halloween mask and go to a Halloween party, and that was going to be his last day on Earth. If he only knew, you feel me? And if he only knew, he got a son named Gumby that looked just like him, that's amplifying some good shit. And he should be here to see that. But if he only knew. And yo, condolences to everybody's family that got rocked. And yo, last but not least, we can't forget Wayne Silk Perry, because Alpo connected dots and got his knot rocked, because he got like 5 life sentences, 6 life sentences. So that's living death. And that's a sad situation. So I know Wayne must be mentally sick when he locked in, you feel me? But he gonna hold it down as he should. So there it is. Yo, realize everyone ain't loyal. But real is also real events that you actually live. These people actually live these events, so I guess it's real. But on that note, stay solid, even when they fold. You heard? Yo, on some real shit, We all got sons and daughters, and if you don't, it takes a village. You feel me? But yo, we gotta breathe life into these babies and teach and educate them. Listen to me. It is imperative that we teach and educate our babies to be greater than us. You feel me? And the only way you're gonna teach your babies the knowledge is by getting knowledge of yourself. That's just some real shit. How you gonna teach somebody who they are if you don't know who you are? You feel me? But on another note, my name is Lashim Nagar. I have a channel called Keep Low on YouTube. That's KEEPLO. I drop knowledge that'll help you elevate your life using different subject matters. And I also drop knowledge for the God, the earth, and the babies. And I give you real spit on street legends, as you just seen in this video. Yo, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, tap in with me for real. And yo, join my channel, Smart Money Moves, where free I'll give you the tools to make smart money moves. This channel is on Bitcoin, future trading, stocks, finance, and more. I'm not asking you for a dime. I'm just giving you free information. So that's a no-brainer. And the motherfucking logo to the channel is the thinking man. Cause the thinking man gonna outthink these bozos. You feel me? But yo, if you wanna elevate, cause constant elevation causes expansion, subscribe to my channel, Smart Money Moves, where I'll give you the tools to make smart money moves, and it's all free. Yo, like, comment, share this motherfucking video on some real shit. Y'all worked on this, get y'all some real spit, and share this, like it, give it big thumbs up so the YouTube algorithms show me some love. Yo, comment, let me know what y'all think about this video, and let's just elevate. Keep low. Yo, salute, big salute to all my subscribers and everybody that's tapping in with me. Once again, hit that notification bell and tap in with the channel. Keep low. Lashim to God. Y'all wish you all peace and farewell. And like I tell you, stay focused. You heard me? Peace.
Yeah, now check it out. I just wanted to stop the video. In the video, who got returned to the physical essence of life. I just wanted to say that real quick, and condolences to the families, because these is real people I just did this fucking video on, and yo, they really lost their lives. And look, if a lot of them could come back and view the situation just like we still alive and we could view it, they'll probably be like, it wasn't worth it in the end. If they have any damn common sense, they'll tell you it wasn't worth it, because you got a few little trinkets and shit. Even if you got a mansion, like look, Diddy got crazy paper. Diddy was really a billionaire. He got multiple mansions, and he's sitting in a fucking cam right now. You feel me? So you know Diddy's missing his freedom. He got those beautiful children, and his son might have to go do a bid cause some sexual harassment shit. And this is a whole bunch of weird shit that he don't have to be going through. And we don't know what the judge is gonna hit him with when Diddy go to his sentencing guidelines. And that's why I do these videos on street legends, so y'all can see what they did and don't do that shit, because it only leads to death, destruction, long-term prison incarceration, and detriment for your community and your family. And that's why I do this shit here. You hear me? Anyway, if y'all don't know me, my name is Lashim Nagar. I really want to get into the second half of this video, but I'm a little bit tired right now. But this how I'm gonna do this shit, right? I'm gonna just give a little bit of commentary to what I think, my opinion. Y'all get in the comments, right? Okay, let's get into this. All right, Alpo Martinez. Alpo, in my opinion, and even in Alpo's words, they told Alpo if he could change anything, He said it would be the murders. You feel me? So that goes out to some of y'all young bros out there and y'all stupid old mofos. You know what I mean? Like ain't nothing cool about banging nobody out. Anybody could do it. You feel me? So it don't take a whole lot of power, a whole lot of brain to that. But in this day and time with these traffic lights and speed cameras and all that, more than likely you're gonna get gobbled up. The probability you dropping the body and getting away with it now is less than likely. Look, just look at the dude. Um, I forgot his name. He got clapped in his neck the other day. The white dude that be with Trump, that be talking mad crazy. And condolences to his family too. But the dude who clapped him already got gobbled up. That shit was like 2 days ago. You feel me? Because they got a lot of police counter and surveillance and all that. I'm not saying you can't get away with it, but then look at the outcome. Alpo ended up taking 26 years in a can, and if he is deceased, he got rocked by just the street shit. And you know he had more potential than that. He could have been running a Fortune 500 company, and that's according to the feds that gobbled him up, right? Okay, now let's get into this. Now, Demencio was a fly Dominican dude, Brooklyn zone. We from New York. I'm from New York. You feel me? So, Demencio was the epitome of what fly is. You feel me? Because he's a handsome, as you could see in the motherfucking picture. He a handsome Dominican guy. He was getting to his bag, and he was ducking police and all that other weird shit. But I don't know why Alpo and them rocked him. And they had asked him one time what happened with Demencio, and Alpo was like, the Demencio situation, like he was disrespectful to my wife, or he called his wife a bitch or some weird shit. I don't think it merit killing this dude. And then I heard a lot of shit that it was an envy thing. He envied Demencio, but only Alpo and Demencio and other people that's close up on that shit know. If y'all know, get in the comments. That's what it is. And let's just talk about Rich Porter now. Rich Porter, according to Alpo said that him and Rich was multi-millionaires. They both had a couple of $1,000,000. And sometimes Rich would go, this is according to Alpo's words, but sometimes Rich would go re-up, or sometimes Alpo would go re-up, and they give each other the money, right? And this is a sad situation, but the shit occurs all the time because first we be all close and locked in like freaking flat, and we got a good relationship that's grown like grass, and then the shit just shattered like glass. You feel me? And that just be how it be sometimes. But look, you never get a second chance. This is my opinion. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So make your first impression your best one, and like whatever you into it, give it your all. And I'm not gonna glorify nobody being in strict activity or whatever, but I'm just saying be the best at what you do. And if you stay on top of your shit, you ain't gonna fall in it, right? So according to Alpo Martinez, he's saying that Richard Porter, he gave him the money to go get some bricks. And then he's saying that he bumped into the Connect. We all know who that is. And he bumped into the Connect on Amsterdam Broadway or whatever. He was like, you supposed to give me some work. And Connect was like, yo, yeah, I gave it to your man Rich. And he was like, it was some round birds, not no square joints. So he was like, we never had this conversation because he told Alpo that he gave him up for 11,000 and Rich charged him 13. And then according to Alpo's own words, he said that I thought me and Rich had a beautiful friendship, a brotherhood. And this should make a lot of sense. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what y'all think. But he said if he would do some shit like that, when I'm a millionaire, he's a millionaire, charge me 2,000 extra on each bird, what would he do later? So he ended up rocking him. But if that's how it went down, in my opinion, I think Alpo was kind of right because, and yo, condolences to the Porter family, but I think he was right if it went down like that. I'm not saying it went down like that, but if it went down like Alpo said, because If somebody did some little pussy shit like charged me 2,000 for each brick and I gave you $1,000,000 and I thought you was my man, and like Alpo said, what would he do later on down the line? How about if the Fed squeezed him? You feel me? So he got him up out of here. And that's just a sad situation, like I said. And then this guy here, Big Head Gary, um, allegedly, according to Alpo, again, according to Alpo's own mouth. Now, that's all we could take it for, right? But according to Alpo's own mouth, um, he told Big Hat Gary that Rich wasn't moving right, and Gary was a illa. You know what I mean? He unalived people. So he said that me and Gary was like how me and Rich was in New York, and Gary said let's send him up, and Gary came with him to send him up. And according to the way it allegedly went down, according to Alpo, him and Gary was in the van. They came to meet Rich. Rich was gonna get some twerk from Alpo. He got in the front seat. He said, "Yo, let my man sit in the front." Gary moved to the back. Alpo said, "When I give you the signal in the mirror, bang him." And that's what he did. They sent them up. So that's a tragic situation. But the reason why I'm saying this shit about Gary, because him and Alpo later on down the line, they end up having a little fallout according to Alpo again. You feel me? And I want y'all to get in the comments and tell me what y'all think about it. But according to Alpo, he said that him and Gary had a little fallout in DC. And he said that Gary had a little complex over him, like, damn, he let him hold his car and they like he driving pole car, but Gary had his own Benzes and shit like that. And he was a little short guy, and I heard he had a little short man complex, like he wasn't having it. And whatever the difference they had, Alpo said, "I'm not going back to New York because I'm getting money in DC." And according to Alpo's own words, he was like, "You know my stat spots, I know your stat spots. You know my family, you know my wife, I know your girl, you know my people's." He was like, "If some shit popped off between us, one of us would have to get sent up and unalive." Pardon my language, but he ended up calling Gary, and Gary had said, according to Alpo, "I feel you. One of us will have to go," but he ain't move on Poe first or whatever. And they told him that they knew where somebody was at, jailbreaking them, do some dudes who blinked at him. I don't want to name drop too much. But they told me, "Yo, you got some hammers on you," so he came through. They rocked his ass to sleep. He ended up getting in the car with Wayne Perry and Alpo and them. They was looking for him. "Yo, we gonna look for the dude who shot you, but you the target, boy. And you gotta keep your eyes open. You gotta navigate in these streets and move through these shit." You know what I mean? I'm not gonna advise you to be in the streets. I'll advise you to get out the streets. But if you're gonna be in the streets, you gotta keep yourself meaning. You gotta stay focused, because if you don't stay on top of your shit, you're gonna fall in it, right? So what happened was Gary started getting tired. They gave each other the nod, and boom, you know how it ends, baby. But get in the comments, tell me what y'all think about that shit. This is Lashing the Guard, and I'm just saying how it go, man. And last but not least, the infamous Wayne Perry, Washington D.C.'s own, a legend in his right. Everybody that been in the streets, that is somebody, and know about this dude Wayne Perry. Big salute to Wayne Perry, and I'm not glorifying him banging out over 100 people, because that's some nonsense shit. Because if he did, he's considered to be the Michael Jordan of murder, right? And I know he tell you this because he's a Muslim now and all that. And he got 6 life sentences in the can. Now, initially when he went in, he was like, "If I catch Alpo, I'll put some shells in the back of shit." And I know he's sick in there because he got 6 life sentences for a mofo that you was true to. And if you see how true he was to Alpo, Alpo had took 10,000 and bailed him out, so they met on good terms. And like I said, how you start is how you finish. You feel me? So if you start like a winner, you're gonna finish like a winner. So Wayne ended up like, "Yo, this dude was true to me, man. He bailed me out. Nobody would bail me out." Started rolling with him. Started unaliving dudes and being a security and holding him down like he was supposed to. And one time, according to Alpo, he even said this, that Wayne was a good kid. Wayne was so true. He was a nigga snap joke. He get girls. You won't think he's a dude that bang out 100 people because of his demeanor. And he said that one time he heard, I think Gary talking about Alpo wife. He said, you called your wife a bitch. I was going to dead him right there, but I wanted to get with you first. And that sound like a real true nigga. Like, that sound like a real loyal dude. And especially if he really get busy with that street, work or whatever. That's a dude you want up close to you because he had the camaraderie, Wayne Perry, that if he feel you his comrade, he really extend that shit and he got your back 100%. And Alpo ended up connecting the dots and putting them in the cross. And Wayne fell with the 6 life sentences because Alpo played Let's Make a Deal and got wiped out. But to Wayne Perry, keep your head up, stay focused. No, if you're exhausted or your remedies on appealing your shit, you a man. Wear that shit like jewelry. I wish you well, bro. And that's what it is. Yo, if y'all know me, my name is Lashane the Guard. The channel name is Keep Low. I do videos on street legends such as Wayne Perry, Dimentio Benson, Alpo. You see what I just did. And I utilize different subject matters and genres to provide you with information. If utilized correctly, it'll help you elevate your life, right? And I just want to say this to y'all too. Look, every Friday, I'm going to drop a video on street legends. And I also drop knowledge for the God, for the earth, and for the babies. So peace to the God, peace to the earth, peace to the babies. Y'all do this shit because I love y'all. I want to see y'all do better. Yo, the streets don't love nobody, man. That's just some real shit. It's only gonna lead to long-term prison incarceration, death and destruction, sorrow for your family, and detriment to the community. You're gonna get a couple of bricks or some shit, poison a whole bunch of people. The feds are gonna be mad at you, try to gobble your ass up, give you life. The community gonna be kind of mad at you because you're bringing detriment. You can't really be proud of yourself. I'm not judging nobody's life. Do what you gotta do. I'm just saying, stay focused. My name is Lashane the God. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace. Keep low the channel. Stay focused. Get in the comments, subscribe to the channel. And yo, if you want to donate to the channel, Cash App, $7 LASATIM. Once again, if you want to make a donation to the channel, the Cash App is $7 Lashane. That's spelled LASATIM. Yo, like, subscribe to the video. Subscribe to my other channels. They'll be in the link. I got Old Peak, where I do reaction videos. I got Smart Money Moves, where I'll give you the tools to make smart money moves. Got the Financial Literacy channel. I teach Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, stocks. I'm not even charging no nothing yet. Y'all better get over there. And my logo is the Thinking Man. The Thinking Man and Thinking Woman gonna outthink other bozos. And if you want to if you're interested in becoming a content creator, I got 20 YouTube channels or 19 YouTube channels and a podcast. I'm on this list. Get YouTube money. Just doing what I got to do with affiliate marketing, drop shipping. So if you want to get to 20 and 30,000 back a month, tapping in, building your brand, building equity, then go over to my channel, YouTube Ready Ground, YouTube Ready. Stay focused. I love y'all. I'm going like Flash. Peace.